Okay, welcome back, everyone, to Chapter 3, Part 5, where we are shifting our focus towards economics. Okay, so North America possesses the world's most powerful economy and its most affluent population. The region consumes a majority of global resources, produces highly sought after goods, and boasts significant human capital and high levels of economic development. The region benefits from an abundant resource base featuring many natural resources and revealing climatic and biological diversity. North Americans have created one of the most efficient food producing systems globally. Agriculture is a dominant land use across much of the region, characterized by being commercialized, mechanicalized, and highly specialized. The growing role of agribusiness, which refers to corporate farming involving large-scale business enterprises that control closely integrated segments of food production, is particularly significant. The region is a producer of metals. While North Americans produce and consume huge quantities of natural resources, the scale and diversity of the economy necessitate stabilized imports of additional raw materials. Coal is the most abundant fossil fuel in the United States. Creating a continental economy has been driven by new technologies that reshaped the landscape and reorganized the economy. Connectivity through improvements in transportation and communication systems laid the foundation for urbanization, industrialization, and the commercialization of agriculture. The advent of railroads and later automobiles was particularly important, followed most recently by computers, satellites, and telecommunications, and internet technologies contributing to connectivity and economic growth. The economy has undergone a sectoral transformation, shifting employment structures from primary to secondary to tertiary and quaternary sectors. Regional economic patterns are shaped by various location factors. Historically, manufacturing cores included the megapolis and industrial Midwest. The West Coast industrial region, stretching along the Pacific coast, is key for aerospace operations and high tech industries. North America plays a pivotal role in the global economy. It's home to many global cities, and the United States, in particular, has been formative in creating a new global economy. Patterns of trade show both countries import diverse products from many global sources, especially Asia. Canada exports raw materials and manufactured goods, while the United States exports automobiles, aircraft, computer and telecommunication equipment, entertainment, financial and tourism services, and food products. In terms of global investment, North America is at the center of global money flows, attracting huge inflows of foreign capital while also investing overseas. However, the changing geography of the 21st century multinational corporations has impacted North American-based companies, with many being bought by foreign corporations or bypassed by altogether an investment strategy. North Americans are also reacting to the long practice of outsourcing, where portions of a company's production and service activities are transferred overseas for less expensive labor. Despite its wealth, North America faces profound socioeconomic problems that shape its human geography. Great differences in wealth persist, and disparities in healthcare and education are very visible. Race continues to be a problem with regional variations to these issues. Wealth and poverty distribution varies widely across the United States and Canada. Poor populations tend to be clustered in inner cities, the Canadian Maritimes, Appalachian Mountains, the deep south of the United States, the Southwest, and other rural areas. These disparities in wealth are often linked to ethnicity. The concept of food deserts is aligned with poverty, referring to areas without access to healthy food options. In such areas, you'll often find an abundance of fast food restaurants and processed foods, which are more affordable than fresh fruits and vegetables. Healthcare and aging are key concerns as the region's population ages. Healthcare in both countries is very costly, and not accessible to all, with a rising incidence of chronic diseases associated with aging and contributing to these problems. Widespread chronic alcoholism and HIV/AIDS also remain a key healthcare issue. Regarding gender, culture, and politics, both the United States and Canada have seen improvements in the role of women in society since World War II. However, a significant gender gap remains, with political power and economic power often still dominated by men. New attention is also being given to the issues of sexual harassment in the U.S. workplace. So, to conclude this section, in summary, North America's affluence comes with a considerable price tag, characterized by ongoing environmental challenges such as combating air and water pollution, improving energy efficiency, and adapting to global climate change. In a remarkably short period, the arrival of diverse people radically disrupted indigenous populations and settled a vast resource-rich continent that is now one of the world's most urbanized regions. North America is home to one of the world's most culturally diverse societies, and its contemporary popular culture has had an extraordinary global impact. The region's two main societies, Canada and the United States, are closely intertwined, yet they face distinctive political and cultural issues. Canada's multicultural identity continues to be a complex topic, and the U.S. still grapples with challenges linked to ethnic pluralism, immigration, enduring poverty, and racial discrimination, especially in large cities. So that includes our lecture on Chapter 3. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out.